What on earth is about to happen? Welcome, my viewers. It's your boy Chris. It's been over a year now, but I bless the Lord, I'm back. Today I am here to share with you 3 dreams that I had within a space of 3 months. And all I would like you to do is to do 3 things. First, if you can like, nice. Subscribe, good. And share this video. That's gonna be perfect because you might just be saving someone. Now, without further ado, I would like to jump straight in. My first dream goes like this. I was in a dream. I was outside with my cousin and with a neighbor at midnight. And then before you knew, we saw these 2 fighter jets was flying in the sky. So we're observing these 2 fighter jets to know what they were doing. But then they kind of like slowed down. They concentrated in one part of the sky and they started doing something strange. They started spraying chemtrails in that location. They kind of like forming this hexagonal shape really. And they were spraying chemtrail. And my cousin was like, yo, what are these guys doing? I'm like, what does he think? What does it look like they're doing? What do you think they're doing? They're spraying chemtrail, mate. You're trying to cover something. That's what you do. When you're trying to cover something in the clouds, you spray chemtrail. That's what you do. Sorry about that. So as soon as I say those words, it felt like the pilots in the jet, it felt like they heard what we were saying. And then they disappeared. But they kept doing the same thing. And then before you knew it was morning. And then it felt like we were in the same position all through the night till morning. And then before we knew, from the same location where they were spraying those chemtrails all through the night, it was a formation. Something was forming in that location. We're paying attention. Before you knew, something was visible. It was something that looked like a big spiral ball. Fire. It's kind of like this fireball is really big. It kept turning and turning and turning and turning. And then everybody was running scatter because they've never seen something like that before. They were all scared. And then I said to my cousin, what did I say to you? I told you they were hiding something. They're trying to cloak something. Or maybe they're cooking up something, probably to scare the masses. But in that dream, I wasn't scared because I was like, listen, we've seen this before. This is not real. That was what I said. And I'm going to come back to this dream as well. And that was that dream. And then I woke up from that dream. And let me go to the second dream. And this dream really shook me. Like, I mean, one of those dreams that you had and it's so clear, crystal clear. And the informations are so there. I had this dream. I was in this place with my mates. We're like having a laugh and we're joking. We're just chilling really. Among my mates over there, the only one I could really like recognize perfectly well was like my childhood friend, and his name was Gabriel. And Gabriel was like, he was supposed to be in the circle, but he was kind of like excluded. He was looking like kind of like grumpy and he was just moody. So I was a bit concerned. I was perplexed in my spirit and I was like, what's going on with this guy? Before you knew, Gabriel stood up. He was just walking away. So I had to follow Gabriel just to know what was disturbing Gabriel. And as I walked and tried to catch up with Gabriel, he was walking in this long road. We've gone far from the house we were before. And it was midnight, like proper dark. But this road was so straight and empty. There was supposed to be cars moving in that road, but because it was that dark and it was that late, there was no cars on the road. So we're just walking, taking a walk on the road. And I was trying to have a convo with Gabriel, just to see what was going on really. As we walked, I took a look to the right side of the sky. I saw the moon. And the moon was so crystal clear and it was so beautiful in that dream. And then I took a turn and I looked at the left side. I saw something that looked like another moon. But this time, it was like in a shadow. It felt like a shadow of the moon. It felt like something was covering it. And then I was like, this couldn't have been like the reflection of the moon. This is not possible. Then I said to Gabriel, like, your mate, can you look at the right hand side? What do you see? Then he said, oh, that's the moon, of course. I'm like, good. Then I say to him, considering this time of the night, are you expecting to see another celestial body in the sky? Then he said, of course not. I'm like, wow, that's good. I'm like, now I want to take a look at the left hand side. And then it looked. I was like, what do you see? He said, I could see something that looked like, there's something like in the clouds or something like that, but I can't see clearly. I'm like, yo, Gabriel, there's something beneath that cloud that you just can't see. He's like, yeah, but I can't see it. I'm like, yo, listen, you cannot see it because you've not been paying attention. Because you've not been looking, you've not been keeping a watch. That's why you cannot see what's beneath that cloud. Then he was like, okay, if you say so. So he was still grumpy, he was still moody, kind of. So he kept moving. As he was moving, I tried to catch up with Gabriel as well because I needed to have a conversation with him just to see what was going on, basically. So as we moved further, you know, it's kind of like, you know, when you're moving, like, you know, sometimes you can see the moon, but the moon kind of like, it feels like it goes beneath the clouds. At some point, it feels like the moon comes out, but no, there's something that's covering the moon. It's just like, that's like normal. So as we're moving now, at some point, I could see that object. And I said to Gabriel, can you take a look again? Then he took a look, and as soon as he looked, Gabriel was so frightened. Even me, at this point, I was frightened because what I could see was a massive object, and this object was moving so fast. So fast. It was so big. Before you knew, this object flew past, boom, like a flash. As soon as that object passed, trust me, all the little ones started coming. They were coming. And then as I was looking at this other object that was coming after the first one, this smaller object, I could see them. They looked like they had like a rocky surface. Some of them looked like the face of a man, of like a strange creature, really, from the position I was. And some of this objects looked like they had some inscription in there, written in some strange language that I don't understand. They flew past. It was at that point I knew that finally it had begun. The unexpected had finally begun. At that point I knew that things was about to get really messy. Because those objects, they've been covered, they've been cloaked, they've been hidden, or whatever, whoever has been trying to hide the reality of those stuff for a while. But now, they couldn't be hidden anymore. They just flew past. And I looked at Gabriel. Gabriel had nothing to say. He was so scared. And then I said, Gabriel, where are you going? He was trying to go forward as well. I was like, where is your destination, Gabriel? Where were you heading up to? And then he looked at me with that confused look, like he didn't really have a destination. He was confused. It's kind of like he was lost. I don't know what was going on with him. And I said to Gabriel, considering the distance we've covered, considering how far we've come, we have to go back now and say to our mates and the people over there, tell them what we've seen, because these things, I believe these things are not visible over there, because we've come this far. We've seen these things now with our naked eyes. Trust me, we have to go tell them that these things are coming, they're coming really fast. At that point, Gabriel was just like, he was just standing there waiting for me to tell him what to do. That was when I knew Gabriel was confused. And then we had to go back. And that was when I woke up from that dream. I'm going to come back to this dream. I'm going to like summarize this. And the last dream is going to be this. It's very brief. I had this dream like 2 days ago. I was standing outside again at midnight. And then there was like these two big buildings, like a residential house, really. There were people living inside, and then you could see the lights on in all them flats. You could see people inside the house, really. And then in between these two buildings, there was this massive crater, these two massive craters. They were so big. They were bigger than the building itself. I don't know. I think these were like demons or whatever they were. I don't know. But they were big and massive. They were standing in between these two buildings, and the people in these houses, they were freaking out. They were screaming. And that was it for that dream. Now I'm going to give you my summary of this dream, my take on this dream. This is what I believe. I know most of us, we don't like to hear this, but things are changing fast, and things are going to be moving really quick. And sadly, most of us were like Gabriel, we're not paying attention. Things have been happening behind the scene. The elite, they're covering stuff. There are things they're not letting you know. There are things they're not letting the masses know. But before the masses know, it's going to be too late. And that's something that's going to cause like a mass panic again. You guys, you might be thinking that you've seen something in COVID. But listen, last year I said to you that you haven't seen nothing yet. You think you've seen something, but COVID is just like, it's kind of like a warm-up to mass tension, really. You get me? I made a video last year where I said like I saw stuff coming, like terrible stuff coming from the clouds. How the clouds was literally coming down. It came down to the level of people's roof. And people came out and they were giving their life to Christ. They were paying attention. But as soon as they were paying attention and repenting, those doom went back. The Lord sent those doom back. And as soon as the people saw that those things has gone back to normal, they returned back to their old ways. They went back into their houses and started doing what they were doing before. And guess what? Those doom that took time to come down in the first place, they came down this time even quicker. That was what I said in my last video. And I believe things are about to get chaotic. Really, this is not like me trying to be like a prophet of doom or something like that. But I believe the elite, they know something is coming. Something is coming our way. I don't know what this is. It might be a comet. It might be like an asteroid or something. But trust me, something is coming to shake every one of us. We've seen nothing yet. I know your pastors, they might have been saying to you, everything is, maybe some pastors, they might say, oh, everything is going back to normal. We're going back to normal. But I'm very sorry, we're not going back to normal. There's no normal, because even the Bible contradicts that. We're in the last days. And when the disciple asked Jesus in Matthew, they said, what will be the sign of thy coming? He was listing the signs. And then he told them about the signs in the sky. And then still he said, these are but the beginning of sorrow. My beloved, I'm so sorry, but as soon as this thing starts, there's no turning back. They can only get worse, really, because this is what the last generation has been prepared for. This is what we were made for. Be given the grace to go through this stuff, to see this stuff, to experience this stuff. This is a generation that sees strange anomalies happen before their very own eyes. And sadly, this generation, we're more like Gabriel. We're not ready. We're not ready to accept what's coming. We think everything is going to be bread and honey. But I'm very sorry. The match has already started. In a football game, as soon as the referee blows the whistle, the game doesn't stop until it's 90 minutes. I'm sorry. It doesn't stop. There's no going back. Sadly, many of us were not ready. We're just like Gabriel. We're not paying attention to what's going on. Let me ask you a question. You've heard about this guy called Elon Musk. How he's trying to go colonize Mars, go to space, set up a base in Mars, trying to make we humans multi-planetary, really. Look at Jeff Bezos. He's even trying to go. It's like in a space race with Elon Musk. Why do you think this elite? Why do you think they're doing this? Don't you think they know something that you don't know? I watched an interview where Elon Musk is saying that we have to colonize Mars ASAP because something big might happen. And then he was giving an example. He was like, it might be a third world war. Listen, these guys, they know something that you don't know. Even NASA now, this space agent, they're trying to track an asteroid as far as I know. They're trying to send like a probe to an asteroid, which is kind of like heading to Earth. They're not going to tell you if it's going to hit planet Earth. No, they're just going to tell you that they're trying to change the trajectory of that asteroid whatsoever, so it doesn't hit Earth. But listen, if you read the book of Revelation, you're going to know the book of Revelation is not for babies. That book is kind of like is lit with stuff happening. We're going to start seeing some cataclysmic event going on, and there's nothing you and I can do about it. Because why? We've been made for this time. We've been made for such a time like this. Just like Esther, she was made for a time like that. We cannot escape these things. I'm sorry, these are coming. Strange things are coming, but nobody's telling you this. But you have to share this to people, because if they're not aware of this, when these things start happening, they're going to be asking questions. What's going on? And as regard to my first dream, why I told you like a big fireball was there on the sky, the reason why I wasn't scared was because in that dream, I felt like it was a manipulation. I felt like that wasn't real. Because I was saying in that dream that this is not real. I felt like that was kind of like something that was being engineered to scare the people. So what I'm saying is that things are going to happen that's going to be scaring the people. Things that are not real and things that are real. And trust me, this is why I believe in the next few years, we're going to start seeing strange creatures appearing. Listen to me, this is why I believe. Strange signs are going to start happening, being vivid in the sky. You're going to see it with your own eyes. You're going to see it. Strange beings are going to start appearing. This is me saying this. This is what I believe wholeheartedly. Because why? Because I've seen it. I've seen them over and over and over and over again. I've heard people telling me they've seen the same stuff. I've had confirmations of this same stuff going on. And I'm just advising you. I'm begging you, please. Don't be like Gabriel, who's unprepared, who's not paying attention. Because you owe yourself the responsibility to get yourself informed. Else you're going to be taken by surprise when this stuff starts playing out. Because these are part of God's plan for the end times, really. And with this, I say a big thank you for your patience in watching this video. And I pray that this video bless you and bless someone out there. And I pray you give you a thought on what I've said to you. And you start doing your own research as well. And pray to God to give you confirmations in dreams, in visions. Because these things are coming fast. May the Lord bless you and keep you safe. Once again, it's your boy Chris. Peace.